Inside of this Mission Soul live episode, our very first one of the year, we're talking about your power is your throat. You are not meant to be relatable or blend in. And so let's start by stating the obvious. You never blend in. Since a very young age, maybe it was during your childhood, early adulthood, in your teen years. Give me a yes if you were always different. If you are that human in your family who chose a different path, who was interested on spiritual things, on going to the river and playing an instrument, on having a vegetarian diet, on being different. You are different. You have been different your whole entire life. But something funny happens when we start putting ourselves out there and start posting online and sharing what we do. And is that sometimes we wonder if we should be this way, if we should be more of that way. We worry about what so-and-so is going to think when they hear us talk about certain things. And so this life, it's about all of this, about you owe it to yourself and to your soul and to your unique, authentic expression in the world to go all in with expressing your weirdness, your points of view, the way that you see different things differently, that not everyone in your industry like sees it the same way does. You owe it to the fire and that blazing radiance in your soul, who is here to alchemize, to trailblaze paths for others to walk, because yes, you are a leader. You're put here inside of this earth, and especially if you're inside of this community, if you're watching this live, whether now live or in the replay, if you resonate with you, I'm a mission soul, you're a leader, period. And so how we own more of this so that we can finally and more materialize your vision, because not every leader is a visionary. You can be a leader and you can be a visionary. Mission souls are leaders, are visionary leaders, period. We are here to fulfill a prophecy. We are here to fulfill a vision that is larger than our lives in this incarnation. This is why you have been so many times on earth and you have fully awareness of this. You have full knowledge that this is not the first time that you are on planet Earth. It's just not. And it won't be potentially the last one. You know, maybe for some of you will, and that's amazing too. But the thing is that there is a reason why you do what you do in the world. And it is important that you tune into that vision. And the way you're going to fulfill that vision is not by blending in, is not by being liked, is not by worrying about all those things that just cap your throat, just cap this center of power. Yes, voice expressions. Yes, the first. Are we awake or awakening? Exactly. I love that, Horacio, because it's like, are you awake? Are you awake to your power? Are you awake to the fact that you are a conscious creator, a conscious and powerful creatrix? Are you awake that social media is not bigger than you? Then that you already went against the grain in so many things. So many of you didn't go to college and take and get the usual diploma like everyone else does. So many of you were not into sport like everyone in your generation was. So many of you were never into partying and drinking like everyone else was. Some of you, like, you are different. Own it. and own it more. And this is what this life is about. And I'm going to give you practical prompts and questions that are going to help you to amplify this fire of expression in the world. So your throat is a center of power, all right? And I'm gonna say it like it is. You can spend your whole mother effing life trying to reconciliate all the past lives that have you feel unsafe from fully expressing in the world. Or you can do what the mission queens and the mission kings do, which is amplifying our soul frequency so much that it awakens our mission frequency. And then go on the journey of amplifying our mission frequency, our why are we here, our third eye vision into what we're truly creating through our mission brands, to the point where all those incarnations and all those things get to be alchemized, get to be harmonized, become little specks. And so you don't spend your whole life in years and months lingering in the smallness frequency that, I'm sorry to say it, tell you to say it to you, but I mean, like, just like, it doesn't suit you very well. That smallness shit doesn't suit you very well at all. So give me a yes if this is landing. If it's landing, that we are here to amplify ourselves. And in amplifying ourselves, if you're a mission soul, you're going to meet an aspect of your soul blueprint that is that in order to fully meet who you are and who you came here to be, you are to go on the path and the journey of amplifying yourself through a mission business. Because your mission or your mission business is an actual architecture that you build inside the world and that allows you for the ultimate self-expression. I get to come live on the internet on a Monday at 10 a.m. while living in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, which is like paradise. I have friends I go and sing karaoke with. I have the best beaches. I have access to better food. I have access to travel, access to a bigger house for a better amount of money. Like my money goes a longer way here in Mexico, in Playa. And I have the capacity to come on live and show live and talk to you. What a privilege. And not only talk to you, but just like unleash my soul, set my soul on fire, and share from the blazing radiance of my mission, of my message, from the blazing radiance of my message, share and spread the codes that I embody and that I came here to anchor, which in this case is for more people like you to keep taking action, show up, play a bigger game. Don't be a baby light worker entrepreneur, be a dragon warrior, king, queen, and take the world by storm. Is this you? Did you come here to take the world by storm? To lead a global community, to lead a global brand? I know I did. I know I did. I know I'm here to do just that and to help people who are in the same frequency bandwidth do just that. But how am I going to attract people who are in the same frequency bandwidth if I play it safe? If I want to be liked? If I want to be relatable? Maybe there are light workers out there who are posting and things are not working for them And they are going to come to me and they are going to play the victim and say, oh, Marika, but the algorithm has me shadow banned. I don't buy it. Is it that the algorithm has you banned? Or people see, or is it that people actually see your stuff, but they don't engage and they don't interact because you blend in, or because your content sucks? If the latter is true, then it is your work to go and do something. We're not victims of absolutely anything. Don't come to me if you see yourself as a victim. I don't want victims in my, like, they don't belong here, period. And so this energy is the energy that I'm calling forth, and I'm calling forward for you to bring more of. Not because here's the thing. There is a fire that consumes, and there is a fire that purifies. The true soul leaders that I am here to serve in this lifetime get purified when they hear those things, because they can see the reflection back, and it's like this, like when the spark, when you're in a beautiful bonfire and a spark falls on you, and it's like for a second you're being burned by something small, and that little shake has them go back to the true power, to their true power, to the power of their own divinity, to their power of their own sovereign choosing. So they don't get burned by me saying those things. And they actually feel like, I want to be led by her. I want to go where she's going. More than that, more than me leading them, because we are all leaders, trailblazing paths. But it's more like, I want to go where she's going. I want to smoke what she smoked. That has her being like so in her power, unapologetic, and say things as it is. And then there are going to be those people who hear those things and they decide that this is too much, or that this is not for them, or, you know, that they are not meant to, you know, like that, I don't know, like I'm too much, or I should be different. And they find reasons to validate their own mediocrity or their own behaviors or whatever it is. And they jump off the train. And that's divine, because that's a service too. Every time people stop following you, every time people put you in a pedestal or in a position where they think you're something for them, and then they discover that you're not meeting their expectations, and they unfollow you, glory to the heavens, because that space is going to be emptied out. That space is going to be a void, a vacuum, a void that the universe will fill up for them by bringing them to the right person that they are meant to resonate with. So can you see how your alignment is everyone's alignment? That you're not meant to be liked and say the words and the things that are going to bring, you know, that are going to make you be liked by everyone. And in doing that, you're doing everyone a favor. If this is landing for you, I want you to drop the word power in the chat. If you are on the replay and you are alive and you are awake, as Horacio said, are you awake or are you awakening? If you are awake to your power, drop the word power in the chat. It is time to reclaim your power. I'm going to see, look at the comments. Co-creation at the best, yes. Some things that don't make sense to do, awareness getting clear every day, yes. Yes. And so for a moment inside of this transmission, before going into the questions that are going to allow you to own more of your voice on social media, I'm going to go into what are some of the reasons or things that are getting in the way of you owning and claiming back your own expression in the world. And before I do that, I'm gonna say one more thing. And it is that your throat is deeply connected to your womb. Like if you are, let me see, because I think I look a little bit blurry, but yeah. If you are a man, you have an energetic womb and you have the capacity to co-create with the fire of, with the womb of creation. If you're a woman, you have a physical womb. Even if you got it removed, by the way, you still have an energetic womb. And so, for example, when you're giving birth, I've given birth twice, naturally, like vaginally, right? And one of the things that I discovered when I was on that journey is that of getting ready to give birth is that the word love opens up your pelvis. So the baby opens up space in the pelvis when you're giving birth. And the word love. And so there is also this correlation with the womb, with your capacity to birth realities into existence, and your throat. It is so magnificent that even when you give birth, just by simply saying the word love, you're opening up your pelvis bones and you know, like vagina is getting like bigger so the baby can fit, right? And so it's all divine. It's all divine. And then there is also this thing I also want to bring up. And it is that the reason why healers are so powerful, it is because they work with their hearts. And the reason why working through the, okay, so it's because they work with, okay, so the portal to the soul is the heart. And the portal to your higher self is your soul. The portal to your multidimensional self is your soul. And once again, the way, the portal to your soul is your heart. Mission souls and light workers have a gigantic heart. I have a big heart. I know you have a huge heart also. And so the reason why healers are so powerful is because they work with the alchemical power of the heart. And the reason why light beings like Arcturians and Pleiadians, more specifically, when they enter in contact with human beings via trans-channelers or activations that you do or channelers, the reason why they start working with people's hearts is because the heart is the first portal. Okay, I know so many of you already know this, but what am I saying all of this? Is because the biggest alchemical power that you have access to then and hence emanates and resides within the field of your heart. We've done a lot of work to open up the heart, bring down the walls, and be love embodied and serve humanity from our love. And so it's the next frontier is connecting these both, heart and throat. And womb of creation, heart, and throat. And by connecting these three with your third eye and reclaiming back your channel, you become a powerful channel of light. And this also results in the message you deliver. It has an alchemical power. Some people are not going to be able to generate that alchemy through the specific frequency of your heart's emission, but some people will, and those are your people. And that's the people that they're gonna hire you. They want to work more with you. They're gonna want to give you money. Those are your clients. That's your soulmate tribe. That's your community. And that's really the people that are going to help you catalyze change. So I really wanted to bring these people, this piece. Power to self-sovereignty. Yes. Are you loving this transmission? I'm having the time of my life. There is nothing I would rather be doing than having this moment with you, whether live or in the replay. And so just a reminder, side note, that this is what you have access to when you unleash more of your voice and you create a mission brand. Because more visibility and more people in your field via your social platforms means more love, means more self-expression. So some of the things that can be in the way of you expressing yourself more in the world, and you need to put in check and do the work, like get a session with a healer, journal, burn, do a ritual, whatever you need to do. Just don't stay there forever. Like, it gets to, you're a quantum healer, you know how fast things get to shift, right? It only takes one awareness and the right frequency and you're done. New timeline. But one is wanting to be liked. So ultimately, all of this shit that I'm going to mention has to do with your inner child. And your inner child cannot run your social media game. Your inner child cannot run the communications department. They can just not, okay? It's just not. You cannot run a proper mission that you're meant to co-create with your dragon wings and your angelic wings with unresolved issues from your inner child, such as needing to be liked, needing validation, needing to be safe. You find safety within, you find reassurance within, and then you go and express in the world. Things, and also things that happen when you were young. So for example, if you sang and people said that your voice was horrible and you should never sing again, this could create a block. And this could cap your capacity of expressing more and be weird, on camera, or, or do light language or whatever it is. So you're meant to also heal that. Also, if you said, for example, something and you were called stupid, or you were immediately like invalidated in front of a lot of people and you were humiliated, that can also bring up like shit that you need to do the work on, because that shit is not going to help you. Okay. And then the last things are your defense mechanisms. Your defense mechanisms can truly screw the way that you, let me actually readjust my seat. Your defense mechanisms can really screw your online communication. Why? Because one of the defense mechanisms, for example, specifically, this is very specific, actually, it's not all the defense mechanisms. It's the fawning. So there is fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. And fawning is basically you want to overcompensate for the energy that others are displaying, and you're willing to become a chameleon. So someone's energy comes down and the threat is over, right? So say, for example, you're with a partner and the partner, when they get upset, you start feeling unease and you start feeling like you're in danger. Your defense mechanism like starts to, something in your amygdala, actually in your brain, is already sending signals that you are about to be in trouble. And so fawning is saying a joke or do something, leak your energy in a way that allows the other person's energy to come down. And so if you're used to, if you have dealt a lot in your life with people pleasing and your defense mechanism is fawning, this can also be something that you want to be hyper aware of and mindful of when you're going to communicate. Especially if you see, if you find yourself like not being able to fully self-express. And so you want to do work on that. You want, just by having awareness of this is going to do a lot of goodness in your life. All right. Yes. So Horacio says, embrace the inner child. Absolutely. So this is why the work that you guys do is so powerful. And part of what I'm going to be doing this year is to get you understand why you are so freaking powerful. Because leaders need emotional stability. And a lot of you help with support humans with inner child work. And that is God's work. When you help others embrace their inner child, they are going to make more money. They are going to be better leaders. They are going to be better husbands and wives. They're going to be better brothers and sisters. These things translates into transformation. Like, I'm here because I did a lot of work, like inner child work, a lot, right? And it never ends. Every so often you are like, whoa, who's running the show? And turns out is your inner child. And so you have to call it, you want to hug it, you want to, caress it, reassure it, kiss the forehead. This is the work. And so to wrap up with today's Mission Soul live transmission and training, I want to offer you 3 questions. And so for you, the job is going to be simply to write down these questions. And when you're going to create the next piece of content, bring up these questions and keep thinking about these questions. These are questions that really prompt you into creating more of that type of content that can only come out through you, which is channeled content from your true soul frequency that you embody. So the first question is, what is something you deeply believe in? So Horacio, for example, you're here with me. So what is something you deeply believe in? I can tell you while you tap in the chat, and for you guys, is that one thing I deeply believe in is that if you're like, well, there are many, right? But if you have been activated in your mission and in your multidimensionality, and you have been on a path or are on a path of more soul remembrance, and you have a deep fire to support humanity, is because you are meant to. And it is your job to really embody more of who you came here to be. Otherwise, you're making a huge disservice to the planet. Otherwise, you're preventing the evolution of the entire planet. I believe that with all of my heart and all of my mind. So that is why when people step into my field and they join my programs, they have no option but to rise. Simple, simple. Rise to the truth of their own power and divinity and leadership. And take the action, stop making, excuses, stop saying that they're healing, and just put shit into action, even if you have a lot of fear, because it's never gone, like. So what is something that you deeply believe in? What are the beliefs behind your movement, behind your mission brand? What is your mission brand? What does the people inside your mission brand believe in? For example, the people, so that's another question. That's a variation, but let's make it the second question. What does people inside your mission brand believe in? What do they believe in? So for example, the people inside Mission Soul believe that we have a soul. And they also believe that we are in the greatest time of awakening. And we also believe that a lot of things are going to crumble and collapse the way we knew them. And we also believe that we are prepared for all of this at a soul level. That actually this is part of what we came here for, to assist Mother Gaia. So once again, that second question. I came here to serve humanity. Exactly. And so that is the belief, Horacio. I believe I came here to serve humanity. Beautiful. You see? So same wavelength. So that energy in itself is going to activate more of you. I can tell you that much. Because if you came here to serve humanity, then when you find yourself entertaining smallness or doubts or hesitancy or not wanting to invest, or you remind yourself who you are and what you came here to do. And so like that's going to propel you into, okay, but what's my higher timeline to serve humanity, right? And also it's going to permeate into your expression in the world, because people who believe that they came here to serve humanity express differently than those who don't. There are people who believe that they just came here to spread light and love. And chances are that that's the truth. That's a big difference between light workers and mission souls. Like light workers are here to spread light and love, and just by existing, they are doing it. But mission souls have a fire in their soul, and it's not going to extinguish until you put that into action. Otherwise, it's going to consume you and burn you down to the ground if you don't own that fire. The second question is, what is something I believe that goes against or doesn't agree with the way other people in my industry see this or talks about this? So for example, years ago, one of my clients made a post and said, "You do not have a shadow." That's a very bold statement. You do not have a shadow. And once she elaborated more in that post, and I help her also like bring this into social media, because this is something like she said on a webinar, and I'm like, okay, we need to create a post from this. And so when I had the agency, I was supporting her with that. And once she elaborated in about that post, why does she believe that, we don't have a shadow? And she would talk about grids and expanding the grid and all of these things. Man, that post did so well and served to anchor frequency in the digital frequencies, in the digital grids, and in the lives of everyone who was connected to her via the digital space. But if she would have been like in the people-pleasing energy, maybe she would have been like worry about, oh, but what is the people who what is the medicine people going to say? What are the medicine people going to say about this? Who cares? Who cares? Right? So what is something that you believe that is different than, or that doesn't agree with the way other people in your industry see the same thing? This is going to allow you to create opinionated content. And it is a specific type of content that truly serves to make you stand out and don't blend in. If you blend in, means your mission will suffer, your pocket will suffer, you won't fulfill that shit that you say that you are here to do, because you blend in. And when you blend in, you are not giving people a reason why they should hear you. And the third question is, how can you turn up the volume to that even more? How can you turn up the volume to your own views and perspectives even more? And have fun with this one. Can it be maybe like the way you express it? Can it be, for example, maybe when you deliver this powerful content, you're slouch? It can be as easy as that. It can be something like that. It can be it can be body language. It can also be like, you usually write about that, but let me go live and talk about that. And let me go all in. Just ask permission to your audience. Is it okay if I go all in? If I don't if I don't, how do you say it? If I don't water this down, if I go hard on you and give you the love and shot, and then you do it, this is truly going to serve the growth of your mission, of your movement, of your community. People get attracted to that energy. How can they not to? If that energy comes from the soul, and whatever you put out in the world that comes from the soul, has magnetic energy, has electric energy. Let me have a look at the comments. This has been one of my favorite Mission Soul lives. Very, very amazing for the beginning of the year. Let me try to adjust the light a little bit because it's always a fun game with the light. Oh my God. And I'm a Libra. I'm always touching the lights. Hey, gorgeous. So happy to catch you live. Yay. This has been one of the most massive Mission Soul lives I've delivered. If you're just getting here, it's like watch it from the beginning, and it's your power is your throat. So we talk about vaginas, we talk about the word love and how it expands your pelvis when the baby is being born. We talked about your channel and how to express more of your energy. We talk about more of the connection between the throat and the heart and the womb of creation, creating new timelines, and how you have been different for your whole freaking life. So own it even more, especially now. Before I jump off, I want to promote something, and I want to invite you to something. I am going to be part of the Dragon Warrior Codex 6 weeks leadership accelerator, facilitated by one of my mentors, dear Sandrine, who is a multidimensional, masterful channel of light. And I'm going to be facilitating a mission embodiment workshop inside of it. There is a special discount for the people that come from the Mission Soul movement. So right now the price is $797, and there is like, I believe it's a 20% off, which that's significantly a significant discount that Sandrine has made available for the people in our community. I deeply believe in this work, and especially in the Dragon Warrior Codex. If you're wanting to call more of your self-expression and activate, you already activate your crystal heart, but now you are ready to activate your dragon heart. That shit's gonna blow your social media, your expression in the world, your leadership. So you'll see me sending emails talking about this. I'm also gonna go live, but you can also just DM me and say, or just DM Sandrine and tell her that I said that there was a special discount for people from Mission Soul, and yeah, she will extend that to you. I love you so much. This is a year like we've never lived before. 2023 in that sense was a beautiful divine shedding of the old layers, and 2024 is not that energy. This is blow up energy. So go for it, Queen. Go for it, King. And I see you next Monday.